Hi there, I'm Mark Johnson. I'm the photojournalism lecturer at the University of Georgia's Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication, and I'm here to tell you about the Visual Journalism Week that was. It was a quiet week here in Athens. No, wait, that's Garrison Keillor's line. But it does sort of fit here. After a couple of visitors in the last couple of weeks, we were real quiet this week. No visitors at all, just all teaching, all instruction time in our classes. The intro students this week continued their exploration of workflow, and we introduced them to Photoshop. So this week they had to go through and download their second assignments, doing batch captioning and batch renaming through Photomechanic, then bring them into Photoshop, do a little bit of toning using just levels and curves, a little bit of cropping, put their final captions on their images, and then drop them onto the server so we could take a look at them next week. The Doc Photo students did a couple of different things this week. They did a little more video editing. We took a look at some of their projects. They had some of their local stories that came in this week that we took a look at. And then we also had 3 Viz camps. Viz camps are something that we introduced, I guess about a year ago here, and it's sort of modeled after the bar camp idea. Every student has one day of the semester where they have a 10 to 15 minute presentation on anything that they want, something that's associated, sometimes loosely, with the visual journalism realm. So this week we had 3 of them. We had Sarah Caldwell, who did a little talk on self-defense. She's taking a self-defense class, and she just wanted to give her classmates a couple of ideas on how to defend themselves in case something came up. Natalie Leff came in and she talked a little bit about B-roll using a documentary that she had recently watched that had a ton of B-roll because most of the audio from that just came from a guy sitting in a chair being interviewed. And then the third one was perhaps the least, I don't want to say significant associated, or perhaps the most associated content, and that was Laura Feeder and Francis Miklo decided to talk about donuts.
And actually we were doing some research and we read somewhere that they actually found like fossilized donuts in Native American remnants. They're just not sure how they were made.
I do not understand the obsession with food in my advanced classes, but it has been going on for 5.5 years now, so I've just accepted it. If you're on Twitter and you search on the hashtag DocDonuts, D-O-C-D-O-N-U-T-S, you will find the first food reference of every class that's on there. I don't get it. I don't think I'm ever going to figure it out, so we're just going to continue to roll with it. A couple of other things that are going to be coming up next week, or actually one big thing. We've got Rebecca Burns, who is the, and I want to make sure I get the title here, Director of Digital Strategy from MS Publishing. MS Publishing is the company that owns Texas Monthly and Atlanta Magazine. She's going to be coming in here and she's going to do 2 public talks. The first is on Monday, February 14th at 12:15. That's up in the jury room. She's going to be talking about her book that looks at Martin Luther King Jr.'s effects on the South and particularly Atlanta. And then on Tuesday, she's going to talk about digital magazines and digital publishing. That one's going to be at 12:30 again in the jury room. And that one has free pizza. So if you swing by room 233 on Monday and see Ms. Sophie Barnes, you can sign up and get yourself a couple slices of pizza and a soda. That's it. Like I said, it's kind of a quiet week. We're gearing up, getting ready for our weekend workshop up in lovely Habersham County. I went up there and did a drive around with Alan Neesmith, the publisher. Had a great time, learned an awful lot about the county. Students are prepping their stories. They got a lot of good ideas. We've got 7 great editors that are going to be coming in. We'll probably post straight from Habersham County when we're up there in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks after that, I'll be on the road, going to be hitting the Northern Short Course, the National Press Photographer Association's spring workshop. This year it's in Warwick, Rhode Island, and you can hit northernshortcourse.com to take a look at the speakers that are going to be there. It's a great lineup. The Northern Short Course was the first workshop, the first photojournalism workshop I ever did back in 1989 or 1990, so more than 20 years ago since I started going to these. This is the 30th one that they have done. It dates back to 1981 or 82, I believe. Great lineup. If you're up in the Northeast, you want to make sure you get there. I'm only going to be there for a day. I fly out of Atlanta on a Wednesday night, get up to Warwick on Wednesday, a little bit later that Wednesday night, do my talks on Thursday, and then Thursday night I have to fly to Austin, Texas, where I'll be at the South by Southwest Interactive Conference for the next 5 days, bleeding over into spring break. So we'll have lots of information from all those things when we get to those next month, but if anything else develops during the week, we'll bring it to you.